But I think this is a good opportunity to show off the treasure charts. This is one I think you get for just completing the minigame twice. And this is the one I think you get for completing it under 20. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure. Unfortunately, we can't actually use those treasure charts anytime soon. Until we complete the first actual dungeon, because the first second fortress isn't really a dungeon. At least, not yet, because we couldn't really do anything in it. But now, we're on the open blue. On our awesome looking ship. You saw that ring of light there, we also can't do anything with it. You can also see some islands. You can see one faintly over there, one faintly... Actually, I think that we're gonna pass by that island. So that there, that I just flipped, that is the clock. Right now, it's basically morning. Your compass is inverted because, as you see on fate, it's going left. But we're going in the opposite way. There is something between the island, but we can't do anything yet. Oh, actually, there is something over there. And I like the open world music here. It's pretty good. I did not want to get out of my ship. These guys are found in many parts of the sea, but they only give you a sea chart the first time you talk to them, regardless of where. Again, we can't do anything with sea charts just yet, which sucks. And I really wish that I could deposit my rupees like I can in Majora's Mask. Because you never want to have a full rupee, a full wallet in this game. You really never want that. And the game is always going to tell you what to do with treasure charts, how to use them. It's kind of a pain. The game really does have some bad design choices, really, now that I look at it. Which could be another reason, a red rupee, really, when I have almost a full wallet. I think that's Beetle. Yeah, that is Beetle over there. Over there is a lookout tower. So over there is a lookout tower, but I'll get into details about that later. Of course. And I'm guessing Link only has that meter that is there for when you're swimming is only because of the Great Sea. If it was like Ocarina of Time or anything else, like where there wasn't a Great Sea, then that wouldn't really matter.
Thank you.
So I'm just gonna buy a lot of bait.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll buy a hurry pair, because I want to show off something with it actually.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I love this voice. Thank you!
Bye.
Bye! I have to admit though, I really like how this is a great big open world. I've always liked that about this series, and especially Wind Waker. Actually, let's take a look at this. Lookout towers usually have some enemies. Sometimes a treasure chest. The reward is not that great, really. It's usually a couple rupees or a joy pendant. I don't know what is with this game and joy pendants. Because yes, you are required to get a bunch of them, but they give you way too many. There is a trick to get a lot of them, but we can't. But again, I can't utilize that trick. And see, these guys are using telescopes as weapons. See, I'm not the only one who thinks that telescopes make for good weapons. The thing that sucks about being on the open sea when you're doing combat is that enemies tend to fall in the water. If they fall in the water, you get nothing. Unless they died and then they fell into water. Like, you heard the chime for them being killed, but I'm pretty sure we didn't hear the chime for the one that fell. I really do like the whole being out in the open sea thing. I always liked that about this game, how it's a big, huge world, where there's almost no loading times for if you're just like going from when you're just on open sea. Maybe there are, because I do usually see like a small bit of delay sometimes. The only other thing that kind of sucks about this game with the graphics is sometimes things are only popping after you get really close. It's probably the only real drawback. Like, you see those clouds up there, that little crown? We didn't see that before, that was only appeared now.
Alright.
That dragon seems so great to me. So, the game is telling us that by using a conductor's baton, we can borrow the power of the gods. Only in a Nintendo game, people. Only in a Nintendo game. The Wind Waker actually does not play that big of a role, like storyline-wise, despite the namesake. Like, you know, the game being called that. Like, the Ocarina of Time played a much bigger role in 2 games. Like, not that big a role, but it was integral to Ocarina of Time's plot. Well, maybe. The thing that sucks, though, is we're not really going to find a use for it, actually. Not until we complete the very first dungeon. So, I'm just gonna put it here, because that's my preferred loadout. Okay, before we get started on the island, there's something I want to show off from the Hoi pair. Well, what we can see with the island. Okay, so up here, there are some bombs there. You can use a seagull to bring it down, like so. And open a treasure chest that contains a lot of rupees, but there are other methods, and that's the one I want to show. There's something kind of interesting that you can find. A little area that is kind of hidden off. There's this cave here, which I always found to be interesting why it's here, because there's that chest right, and there's not really much in it. And there's that block. And there's really nothing that you get from pushing it. So I always wondered, why is that there? Another thing I always wondered was, you can see a little gray thing here, this tombstone. It has some stuff you can read on it, but you obviously can't read it with the seagull. So I'm wondering, what's the point of this? Because I got bored once and I decided to take a look at it with the seagull. Now, I believe there is actually a way to get here, but you can only do it after this dungeon, of their first dungeon. Other than that, I think we're done with Seagull. And I might as well get rid of my other Wayfarer, because I thought I was going to need another one in case something went wrong. I'm not going to open that treasure chest yet, because it contains, as I said, a lot of rupees. And I can only fit like 50 or so more. 50 more. So there's really no point. I actually don't recommend you open it this early in the game. I recommend like in like the second half, I guess, because you have a bigger rupee wallet by then. And these actually are not bonfires, they are instead bomb fruit. I don't know why they're called that. Yeah, I don't know why they're called bomb fruit. I always found it to be a bit weird. But, oh god. I did not expect to actually jump there. In some parts of the game, the fact that Link is always thrown back whenever he gets hit by a bomb explosion can be kind of a pain in some spots. And actually I'll take the hearts there instead of rupees. So with the Tingle Tuner, you can actually blow up stuff, like you'll have bombs thanks to it. Now, you will get bombs later in the game and you can blow up this particular boulder, but I think you can actually blow it up with the bombs itself. The only reason I'm not really going for it is because there are a lot of rupees there, and I have almost no space for rupees in my wallet. I don't think you can actually blow up these boulders with the bomb. Like, the boulders and other stuff that you need to use bombs for in dungeons, I don't think you can. Like, Tingle will just refuse you for some reason. Actually, maybe I'm wrong. You probably can use the Tingle Tuner to the Tingle Tuner's bomb feature on these boulders, ones on this island. I'll probably describe the Tingle Tuner's certain functions once we get into the first dungeon, because that's where the Tingle Tuner really shines. I'm not going to use it there. There is something in the dungeons that you can only get with the Tingle Tuner that can be very helpful in the later part of the game, or the last few parts. But I'm not going to show it off. Like, originally I was intending to videotape it with my camera, but I don't know where my camera actually is, so I can't do that. I was thinking I'll have it out as I go. Delivery bag. I think Zunari said that if we got one, he may have a use for it. It will come in handy. Since I am thinking of heading back to Windfall after we're done here. I'm also hoping that coming of age... Actually, if it does bring the turn to 12, I don't really see much wrong with it in this case, because it's not like they're sending him out into the world to destroy evil at a young age. Wait, if they have postmen, why don't they have the postman bring the letter to his son? I don't get it. That's weird. And why is Medley up here? But why give it to her instead of just giving it to Link directly? Bird people are weird. And I'd say the delivery bag is the only bag that you're required to use aside from the spoils bag. Now, the bait bag you don't necessarily need to use, because in that spot where you need to use it, I think that there's an alternate way of actually going about that. Which, again, I'll go into details about when we reach that part of the game. That is a long part off. Whoa. Well, I have a feeling that it's not due to the heat, but is instead due to the giant dragon that is sitting on top of the mountain. Seriously, why don't they get the postman to do it? I question these people. He's just... Am I the one who's kind of creeped out by how he's fondling that pearl? It's like it's precious. We wants it. We needs it. We must have it precious. That was seriously the first thing that came to mind when I first saw this. it didn't really help that around that time, I think I saw or either read the first book, Fellowship of the Ring. Actually, I'm not sure when. I think the first movie came out around that time. I'm not sure. The first movie, I mean, of The Lord of the Rings and Fellowship of the Ring, in case anyone's wondering. And I know Medley said I should not be offended by this guy, but I'm offended anyway. I'm seriously kind of creeped out by how he's fondling that thing. Though it is shiny. I really hate when that happens, when you're rolling up the stairs and then Link, for some reason, will hit something. Actually, I think there's something upstairs we can check out. I want to take a look. Is there anything here? Okay, looks like there's nothing here then. So the next thing we need to do is meet Medley out here in Dragon Roost Spring, I guess. Well, aside from the lava, I don't really see much danger out here. Aside from, well, Baloo and his rage, you know, causing stuff like that boulder. I wonder, actually, I kind of wonder what Baloo's attendant does, aside from translating what he says and other stuff. Now this can actually be kind of funny here. Now, what I like to do here is sometimes throw her there, and she gets dazed and she says funny comments like that. I think she says something about Link there being multiple Links. Or that. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Well, that was quicker than I thought it'd be. I'd rather not look after Prince Kamali. And we got our first empty bottle. Empty bottles don't really play much of a role in this game. Unlike Majora's Mask, where an entire quest, not side quest, actually required the bottles. So, as you can guess, we only are going to get 4 empty bottles, like in Ocarina of Time, and I think in Link to the Past. I'm not actually sure if you can only have 4 empty bottles in A Link to the Past. Yeah, I think it is, but I'm not sure. Oh, nice, I got it on my first try. Usually it bounces off and just falls into the water and goes, and, well, the fuse goes off. This does not look that lovely. It's gray. I actually don't know why it's gray. Why is it gray anyway? That is weird. Easy enough. Of course, I still hit that on the way up.